A conference covering controversial issues facing the Asian American community kicks off this Saturday at UC Berkeley. That event also features a number of prominent personalities in the AANHPI space. Joining us live with a preview is organizer Randall Yip, also the founder of the nonprofit ASAM News. Good afternoon to you, Randall.
How are you, Stephanie?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's always great to see you. Randall, you're calling this conference Common Ground. What inspired that and why launch this now?
Well, I think there's a feeling out there in the general public there's just too much bickering between the different parties, too much bickering, especially on social media between people, and we're not really listening to each other. We don't really understand each other. And this partisan divide has showed up in a recent Pew Research study, which basically, when people were asked, how do you perceive politics, they basically said it was divisive, there was too much bickering, there was not enough attention paid on solutions. So what we want to do is bring people together in a respectful manner on opposing sides, and hopefully we can find some sort of common ground so we can work together and try to figure out where we need to go from here.
Now, you do have a number of different panels and special guests that we're showing on the screen right now. They're touching on a number of hot-button topics. Walk us through what people can expect.
Well, among the topics, one of the most interesting is tiger parenting. So the CEO of Ancestry.com describes herself as a tiger mom. Her name is Debbie Liu, and her daughter Bethany and her will be appearing together. And Bethany is a junior in high school, getting ready for college, and she doesn't always appreciate the parenting techniques of her tiger mom. So the two will basically be discussing it among themselves and out in an open forum in a respectful manner, but in an engaging manner. We also have Eddie Zhang, who's the founder of the New Breath Foundation, and his story is well known. He spent 20 years in San Quentin, and he exited San Quentin, basically very reformed and very community-minded, and now he's going out there. He's a recognized, respected advocate for the Asian American community. He's actually pardoned by Governor Newsom. And he will be discussing with Carl Chan, who is behind the recall of Pamela Price, in the Oakland Alameda County District Attorney. And he feels that the society has been too soft on crime. So the two will be discussing whether we should be emphasizing criminal justice reform or emphasizing being tougher on criminals. We also have Sally Chen. She's a Harvard student, and when she was a Harvard student, she testified in favor of affirmative action in college admissions. And she'll be discussing that with a father of an 18-year-old who was hired by Google at the age of 18 to be an engineer, yet he could not get into UC Berkeley. So the two will be discussing whether race in college admissions benefits Asian Americans or actually hurts Asian Americans.
So a wide range of topics and a lot of different diverse personalities as well being featured at the Common Ground Conference. We also understand there's a documentary that's being featured and a few filmmakers there.
Yeah, so Evan Jackson Leong, you may remember him. He was the director of Insanity, and he was also a recent director of Snakehead. He recently produced a film called The Bridge. The Bridge is the origin story of East West Bank. It's a Chinese-American bank that started in Los Angeles to service the underserved Asian American population. Its founder, Dominic Ng, who you just saw on your screen there, was actually accused when he was nominated by President Biden to be on the Asian Pacific Economic Council. He was accused of being a Chinese spy, totally false. And that narrative has been ongoing within the Asian American community, where Asian Americans are seen as the perpetual foreigner, never seen as fully American. And that type of narrative is being brought out in this film, The Bridge.
Now, we know that this conference obviously is touching on a lot of controversial and big topics facing the Asian American community, but who would you say would benefit most from attending this event?
I think anybody who's interested in bettering society, who cares about their community and wants to really find a way to move forward. I mean, if we just continue to keep on bickering, especially on social media, going back and forth, demonizing the opposition, we will never be able to work together. And the reality is there's so many in the Asian American community and the American population in general, we have so many areas of agreement, but we just don't emphasize that. We're always emphasizing where we disagree. And what we need to do really is work on where we agree and build from there.
It's really a message of solidarity here. How can people get more information? We understand that there are some affordable options for tickets as well.
Yes, so you can just go to asamnews/common-ground, and you can purchase your tickets there. We are rapidly running out of tickets, so the deadline to purchase tickets is 3 p.m. Friday, but I'm not sure if we're going to have tickets through Friday. So if you're interested in coming, please come down. Tickets start at $10. And for Crown 4 viewers, if you put in the promo code, Donor24, DONOR 24, no space, you may just find out you'll be getting a nice discount.
All right, Randall Yip, founder of ASAM News and the Common Ground Conference happening this Saturday from 9 to 4 p.m. at UC Berkeley. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I hope to see many of your viewers there. Thank you.